All right, good morning, guys. Not seeing too many new tickers popping up, so I think we'll just run with what we have right now. We've got SPRC here going from 78 cents to a high of $1.23, so we've got a pretty good range here. I think the range right now is $1.06 to about $1.19, which is again playable, so it's not looking too bad. I'd like to see a little bit more price action, but we'll see what the market gives us when it opens. BIAF is also looking good, going from 416 there to a high of 610. So we got a good range here again. The range is probably looking more like 530 here to 599, so it's not terrible. We are seeing enough price action and volume, so hopefully that carries over into market open. EOSC is looking all right too. It looks a little bit more of a downtrend and a little bit more spotty volume, spotty price action. So we might not play this one, but we'll see on open again. Sea-Doo only has a couple candles to go off of, but they're quite volatile, so there's a good chance we might end up playing this one too. The low here is 234 with a high of 255, but the range is probably going to be closer to 244 to 254. So we've got 10 cents there. So again, not terrible. JFBR is not looking too great, and we don't have anything else currently, but we could look at EWTX because that's new. And that one's looking half decent, so this one might not be too bad. ADTX we can look at as well, yep. Take a look there. ADT, well, yeah, I typed that in right. ADTX, yeah, it's looking okay. Price is a little too high for me, but the range is looking half decent on it, so maybe this will be playable. We want something like what we saw yesterday. We want something that's going to run quite a bit if it's going to be a high price like this, so we're going to have to see this start to pick up and move pretty quickly, but might be playable. So other than that, we're just waiting for market to open here in 40 seconds. ES is on a pretty decent trend today. By trend, I mean kind of all over the place. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. I think CPI data comes out today or something, so that's something we got to keep an eye on. Not really sure what the data was yet, but we'll see. Alt we can take a look at. $12. All right, we're going from a high here of 22.50 to a low there of $7. Nice drop. Could see a pretty good return. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's a major downtrend, but it looks like it's starting to pick back up. So that could be something to actually keep an eye on because we might see this with a good recovery. All right, so we have open here, SPRC. Looks like it's starting to move up, so that's why our first play is going to be SPRC. $1.10, maybe $1.20, and then $1.05 stop. So that $1.05 actually gives us plenty of room, hopefully enough room. If you need to get in a little higher, that's fine as well. You basically just don't want to be crossing over that $1.07 line. And I didn't pull up the trade tracker, which is not good. I like to have everything set up ahead of time. That's okay, that was pretty quick. And that is SPRC. Okay, so it looks like it's moving up a little bit here. We'll come back to that in a second. BIAF looking very bullish as well, so we'll go ahead and open up a BIAF trade. BIAF, we're going to go for about a 5. I don't want to get in quite this high. I'm thinking, yeah, around here, 560-ish. We're going to go for a at least $6 PT and then a 545 stop loss. Even though 545 is like fairly close, I think that's definitely enough room, so. SPRC 117, we hit 118 there. We're going to take some profits here. Taking some profits. SPRC 118. Because that is a decent amount of profit from where we're at. I think this might go further, but it's going to have a small pullback first. We're back up on BIF. We're already up at 590. So we're almost at PT. We can look at taking some profits around this point. That's BIF. Okay. We're looking pretty good here. Looking pretty good. I think $6 is right around the corner for this one. SPRC still holding 118, hitting 119. CDU down quite a bit. JAFBR not doing anything. We have EWTX with a nasty drop. ADTX kind of all over the place here. We're ranging from $25 to $28. We've got a decent range here. Definitely playable. So we'll keep that in mind. EOSC with a nice curl up here. Looks like it's going to keep going. We're at 590 still. SPRC breaks that 119 area. Almost hits that 120 PT. BIAF also really close to PT. EOSC still going for it. We're going to have to wait for a pullback on that. ADTX down. So this is looking kind of bearish, but I do want to kind of give it a shot because we could see this really run. ADTX. Well, let's see if it breaks a new low here. Yeah, it's breaking a new low. We'll leave it be. I don't want to have anything to do with that. We'll come back to that. Maybe it'll come back a little bit later. Alt not doing anything. BIF down a little bit. SPRC just touched that 120 mark, so that is going to be PT on SPRC. Looking pretty good. BIAF down to VWAP here. If you took out a lot, this could be a re-entry point. EOSC coming down to that VWAP and 200 EMA, so that's something we want to keep an eye on here on EOSC. Maybe we get in here 240 to 260 with a 230. 230, that's quite the stop loss. I think 232 is probably more reasonable, even though that's quite a large stop loss still. We might need that, so try and get in as low as possible here, but obviously, you know, that's not always the case. You can't always just jump in wherever you want. So there's support there, 241, 242, so that's likely the area you'll be getting in at. So if you get in 232, you can keep it here if you want 232 for a stop, or you can move it up to 234 if you want. 234 is getting kind of into the risky area, so BIAF is down quite a bit here. We look like we're blowing through the next support area. Might retrace. Just touching that zero line on MACD. Looks like it's going to fall through. Ooh, might have been saved by the bell here. All right, let's see that. EOSC back up to 245 here. We saw that high 246. SPRC is looking okay. Did I say SPRC? I meant EOSC. And BIF looks like it's so close to stopping us out within the cent or two. I'll have to, let's come back and check that again. Second here, SPRC looking like it's on its way back up. C2 not doing much, JFBR is not doing anything, EWTX might be going for a curl up here. This could be a potential play. We're seeing low volume though, so we kind of want to stay away from that. The range here is $11. This is already at $12. We got a decent range on alt. I think this could be a good, at least recovery up to this 200 or yeah, 200 EMA. So that could be the case. USC back down a little bit after hitting 246. BIAF looking like it wants to curl up. I think this might be a curl up. I think I'm going to go in for a whole nother position here on BIAF. From 555 to, we're going to go for that $6 mark again, and then a 5. What do we have? We have 545 as the stop before. Maybe we'll give this one a 540 stop. I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference anyway, but let's see. We'll see what happens. I think this looks like a curl up, so we should be okay with that. ADTX continues to drop. BIAF kind of looking a little weak here. I'm going to jump in here around 550. SPRC all the way up at 134, so we are banking pretty hard on this. Taking some more profit, 134 SPRC. That was actually a lot more than I thought we were going to get out of this. Took most of it out here because I'm not quite sure how much higher it's going to go, but I left a little bit just because I don't want to be salty this first thing in the morning. I'd rather leave a little bit in and ride it down than miss out. USC still struggling. CDU not doing anything. ADTX still dropping or halted. BIAF struggling, but does still look like it wants to come up, so I'm not too worried about it yet. So our entry at SPRC was about $1.12. We're currently at $1.34 as a high. Looking pretty good there. Looks like it's going to come back down a little bit. BIAF, nice green candle. Going to meet some resistance of VWAP potentially. 570. We could take some out at 570 to be safe. Taking some profits. BIAF 570. Not a huge amount of profits, but even securing a little bit is pretty okay right now. I would agree. EOSE is so weird. I actually got approached last year to try and pump this stock for people. Not even sure what the company does. It's an energy company, I guess. Yeah, it was really cheap last year too, I think. I think when they wanted to pump it, it was like $1.30 or something. And they were willing to pay quite a bit of money to have it pumped. But of course that's illegal, so it was a fat no. SPRC heading down a little bit, BIAF heading up. Seeing that VWAP resistance breaks through. Now we got resistance here at 576. Yeah, you literally get like banned from trading and fines if you get caught deliberately pumping something. So got to be really careful with stuff like that. That's why we have to be so careful with how we say things too when we're doing this kind of stuff. Yeah. 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 I'm pretty ethical. I wouldn't say I'm like fully ethical, but I am definitely worried about getting banned from trading altogether. So, oops. Don't know how I managed to close down that. There was no minimize button there. We got BIAF here. It looks like it's coming down a little bit, but we did break through and hit 573 there. So we got that 570 we were looking for. But we're hoping to hit that $6 mark sometime today. SPRC looks like it wants to push back up. BIAF not really doing a whole lot. EOSE not doing much. Things are so slow. I think we might take an alt trade here. This is looking like a good recovery. So maybe we try for like a 12.50 entry. We're gonna go for like a 15, not 15. We'll go for a $14 PT, and then we'll go for maybe just a $12 stop. I know that's actually pretty close though. We can't really afford to give this a huge amount. We'll try. We'll try with the $12 stop. That's alt. Go lay down, dude. No, go lay down. Be a good boy. All right, BIAF coming down a little bit here. SPRC coming down a little bit as well. EOSE moving on its way back up, potentially. This could be a good entry down here at 234. So it's a good thing we didn't have our stop there, because that was definitely the risky area. I'm just not sure like what kind of profit we'd be looking at here unless we go all the way back up to 250. I think I'm gonna leave it for now because we still have to find a decent place to take some profits on EOSE. SPRC is looking good. BIAF is still kind of struggling, but it might make it there. What else? RVLP. is really not doing anything. And then we've got the only other thing kind of green is fun, which is looking pretty good actually. Although I can never seem to play fun properly, so this is a little worrisome. So we'll keep it open. Maybe we'll try to make a play on it, but we'll see. SPRC, yep. Yeah, we hit 134. We're only aiming for like 120. We're riding it back down a little bit here. Probably gonna get a re-entry maybe when we see some support building. BIAF with a nasty fall, stopped out on the remainder of the first trade, but I think we're still in the second trade here, so we're still okay. Just barely though. Maybe not for long. Nope, there it is. So we're gonna stop out on that second BIAF trade as well. Anyone else get disconnected? I don't know. I don't think so. USC back up. Alt looking good. We're at 1350 currently. Well, we're up basically a whole dollar here, so we could probably take some profits. Taking some profits on alt. 1350-ish. It's about the area I'm going to take profits. I think BIAF is still going to come back, but this is looking very dead cat bouncy right now, so. We do have SPRC bouncing, and it's looking pretty good, so I want to try and get an SPRC trade in here, but I kind of want to get in probably no higher than $1.23. If we get $1.23, we're going to have a stop down at probably like $1.18 with $1.40 PT. All right, yeah, those make sense. So we're looking for a stop out probably about here. Ideally, I mean, you could move it down to $1.16 to be a little bit safer, and I think that would ultimately be a better choice, but you never really know. You never really know. That was a huge jump on SPRC. Yeah, that's one thing about Discord is it kind of sucks in that regard. Sometimes you get disconnected or just like I don't even know what it is. Something happens and you actually have to like delete everything and just reinstall. Oh, that's good. Good to have you back. So unfortunately, I jumped in really high on SPRC, so I'm thinking I'm just going to take a little bit of profit here to be safe, but it's not going to be a lot of profit. Profit, SPRC, $1.35-ish. NRBO is going again. Let's take a look at NRBO. I'm seeing a little bit of a dip here on alt. Nerbo's going again. Or Nerobo. Nerobo? Nah, I don't like that. I'm going to call it Nerbo. $23 to $27. This was like $60 yesterday, right? Okay, yeah, I'm thinking of the right stock. I don't know how I could forget. We're the ones who like basically played it up 100%, but I think this one might go. So I just because of yesterday, I want to buy into it. So we're gonna go for like a $26 entry if we can get that. We're gonna aim for $30, not $3, $30. I'm gonna aim for a $24 stop loss. I'm gonna go for 24.50 stop loss. I don't think my math is quite right there, but I'd rather have a little too tight than too loose and take a bigger loss than intended. SPRC is looking really good here. We hit 138, so that's definitely a good place to take some profits. Oh, very close to that $1.40 level, but Not quite there. Looks like we might hit another pullback before the run. Fun still looks like it's just gonna keep going here, but sporadic volume, sporadic price action, no real pullbacks, not really much in terms of support levels. The support levels are not from today. These are from a while back, and they're still looks like they're fairly accurate actually. So that's a little strange, but yeah, I'm not quite sure I want to play that. ADTX continues its drop. Nerbo at $28, $29. Yeah. I don't think we're getting a $26 entry on this. Um BIAF. Yeah, BIAF is looking okay. I still think we need to jump in on this, probably on VWAP or something, but we'll have to reassess when it hits VWAP and see what's up with that. SPRC coming down a little bit. BIAF is it's looking okay. I'm not really too keen on jumping on this. This looks like it could be a Wyckoff spring, so that's looking pretty good actually in that case. This is a very hard area of support then, and this is going to keep bouncing back up, but we need to have a stop below that, so gotta wait for a little bit better of an entry. I'm going to close down some of these useless tickers. ADTX is going to be one of them. Probably, I'm going to leave fund open for now, but wow, that's really it. The rest of these are doing okay. EUSE is dead. Yeah, it looks pretty dead to me. I would have to agree. It's not looking good, but we haven't stopped out on it yet, so I haven't lost faith. I've kind of lost faith. Actually, I've mostly. Hey, not bad, man. How are you? Missed your message earlier. NRBO back up. Yeah, so I think if we're looking to get in anywhere, it's going to have to be about $27. So we're going to be $1 up. So we'll move that stop $1 up as well. We'll go 25.50. So let's just move it up to 26 because I don't think we're getting 26. Yeah, of course it went after two. This is BIAF though. We've played it before and it always does this to me. So I'm not surprised. That's kind of why I haven't touched fun yet either, because it just some stocks just do that. All still bouncing around. BIAF past $6, of course. Look at that. Look at that. 625. What a disgrace. Yeah, EOSC not looking good here. Nerbo looking pretty decent though. What are we at? 29? I want to hit $30 to take profit. I need to actually input the new parameters. Entry, so 26 SL. Even like 29 is a pretty good place to take profits, so I'm gonna say profits in RBO 29. 29-ish. SPRC still looking okay. BIAF just upsetting me. Just upsetting me. Alt is looking all right too, I guess. Nothing fantastic yet. Yeah, BIAF is on the run, I know. Oh God. Well, you know what? We did make away with small profits both times, so I'm not exactly like super upset about it, but I would have really liked to have been in because I had a feeling this was going to happen. I know it was going to go up to 640, but I had a feeling $6 was on the table. And we just missed it by like, I don't know, a couple cents. Which is the worst part. What were the tails? I mean, like the volume hit a certain level and it wasn't going lower, and I mean, like the candles still look pretty full for the most part. So, I mean, usually when you see that and it's not like really dropping much further, it's a good sign that it's going to return. And $6 was pretty close to the high, so they tried for $6 the first time around, just couldn't do it, but could have. Yeah, sometimes you just have a feeling that it's going to hit a certain number. Um, Predicting how high it was going to go, though, probably not really able to do that. Will I continue to do live trading? I have been for I mean, I've been streaming live trading for, I don't know, what, 4 months, 5 months, maybe longer. I'm actually really bad with time. We're stopping out on the runner of NRBO. But yeah, I plan on doing it indefinitely, I guess. Yeah, the feeling probably comes from experience. Yeah, I do it every morning. Yep, every morning. If you're on YouTube, it's got a lag though. Yeah, NRBO is halted down. But I'm still going for it, man. It's making me really wish I jumped in on it, but yeah, like a lot of the stuff is, in your subconscious, I guess. Like once you just stare at charts long enough, it's hard to even like discern the difference between like what something is that looks good and what looks bad. Your brain just kind of automatically tells you, which is that was like the biggest challenge with like starting to create courses and teaching and stuff like that is like you really have to dissect your own brain on like why something is doing something and be like, ah, yes, this is how I need to tell people to look at it and stuff. What inspired me to teach? But I don't know, I guess just that day trading wasn't really popular when I started, but it picked up in popularity like a couple years after and like watching people like burn accounts over and over and like then there was a bunch of people who are trying to teach but don't have like any idea what they're actually doing and that was just kind of like aggravating. So I guess I just decided I don't know, I prefer teaching. It's not even about the much of the training. It's not about the money, that's for sure, because like money comes and money goes. It's not really about that, but people can become financially free like really, really easily if they just put their mind to it. Like a lot of people are still stuck and they have to go to school and they have to get a degree and you have to do this and you have to do that. When like you can spend half that time learning how to trade and be probably way better off. Once you get good at it, there's almost no cap to the amount of money you can make. Where if you decide you want to do a profession of some other sort, you're in school to get a PhD for 8 years and then you're capped on your income mostly. Unless you're like one of the most specialist people in that field or whatever. Even then, you're still kind of capped. But this is a good way to be your own boss and kind of decide your own fate. We're hitting $14 on alt here pretty quick. BIAF still halted, NRBO still halted. This could still be playable. We might take another play on this when it unhalts. We'll have to see what it looks like. SPRC still hoping for that $1.40. Very, very close. We're only a couple cents off. A tropical cult. I like that. Yeah, I would like to do a tropical cult. Just have a big like office on the beach or something. NRBO. Come on. I cannot believe BIAF left without us. On FPRC, it looks like it's going to hit a pullback. That would be my guess. After this consolidation, it should hit a pullback. I wouldn't say it would go any lower than 129 without breaking trend, but if it's trend trading right now, then you're looking at like that. So if it breaks through that, you'd probably be, out. But a little bit of forgiveness in it because that's a really steep trend, so it's really hard for a stock to maintain something like this. So like, I don't know, you could say like that. If it breaks through that, that'd be a little bit more reasonable. Oh, nice. You found us on Discord. Yeah, I can post a link there. It's we don't hide the Discord or anything, that's for sure. So like this should be the bottom of the pullback. See, it's starting to break through now. So this would be the breaking the trend. So this is the pullback we were talking about. It'll probably come down. I don't know. Like it could come down to 129, but if it breaks 129, I'd be like, okay, it's probably coming back down to VWAP then. I wouldn't enter here. I wouldn't enter until I see like some sort of turnaround. Yeah, it definitely, of course, I want to jump in at every opportunity that looks half decent, but it's one of those things where on a cash account, I probably wouldn't do it. If I was on a margin account, I probably would because I can manage my risk really well. I know if it starts dropping past this, it's probably going to keep going, so I'd probably cut and then wait for VWAP. But since we're limited to 10 trades, there's no way I'd be jumping in here without some sort of confirmation. Alt stopped you and ran. We're still in it, man. We're still in it. Hit just 1250. And it's up to 14. What did we take profits out on alt? 1340? Yeah, we could wait a little bit longer. But that is PT, I think. I think we were aiming for 14. NRBO, unhalted, went down, looking like it's heading back up. Maybe not. This looks like a good entry. I want to take another chance on NRBO because we did actually make money on it last time. So 25 flat. We're gonna go for $28 with a 23.50 stop. I think that's what I'm aiming for. 23.50. If we can hopefully get 25 flat, that shouldn't be too hard. And if not, you know, the extra couple cents either way ain't gonna matter. So. But that does look like it's going to make a nice recovery, so hopefully that's the case. 24.76, let's do it. BIAF opens up, looks looking okay. So we're hitting that 129 level, we're breaking down from that area of support here, so likely we'll be seeing a VWAP bounce. And the reason I think it's going to bounce off VWAP is we're already negative on that MACD, so by the time we hit VWAP, it should be quite a bit lower. Might not even make it quite there. We might just hit like 125 and bounce or something. What do I recommend buying right now? I mean, like if you're looking to get into something right now, I think NRBO has some decent potential. I think SPRC is going to have some decent potential near VWAP. EUSC did stop us out, unfortunately. That took forever. And that almost just got us a break even on it, not even, which kind of sucks, but that was a long time of waiting for nothing. Almost nothing, anyway. For BIAF unhalt, since it's holding up there, let's take a look. Does that mean people aren't selling or buying is strong enough to hold it up? Yeah, so this is where like psychology kind of comes into play, right? Like myself, I would be uneasy buying up here. So if I'm thinking it's uneasy for me to buy up here, I'm expecting other people to feel the same way. So I probably wouldn't be buying up here because you need buyers to push it up. So I think it's going to come down for a pullback. To what level? You might look at the areas of support. So you might say like $6 is an area of support, but that's a pretty far ways down. I think people are going to FOMO in a little bit higher. So you might see it come down to like 608 or something. It didn't actually stop you out. Lucky. This one stopped me out. Finally filled you at 25, 20. Would I 9 EMA it? Let's take a look at the 9 EMA. It is like bullish right now, so you could potentially use the 9 EMA. I still think it's a little risky. I think you could end up with a good trade off the 9 EMA, but I do think it's going to be a little bit risky. Especially, I don't think we're quite in the bull market to be using the 9 EMA. Like last month maybe would have worked, but this month is a little bit more iffy. We did hit up to 1440 there on alt. Most liberal studies don't pay much, yeah. Most jobs in general don't pay much. Worst day in the market since 2020, and we still made money. Funny. Yeah, I'm out of EOSC. I got stopped out. Jackal did not get stopped out, but I did somehow. Yeah, there's definitely a candle that went through it, so beats me, I guess. You also have to look at the candles forming. Like, these are a lot of indecisive candles. So that also makes it a little iffy. Like, it's kind of 50-50 at this point. It could come down, it could go up. SPRC looks like it's starting to curl here. This could be a good place for a re-entry, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. 128. Gonna try for that 140 and then a 120. What do we think is a good stop here? Probably 124. I really don't think we're gonna need more room than 124. It's really confused there why I accidentally hit the copy button on my sheet or something. I don't know what happened there. We figured it out. Nothing a quick undo can't fix. NRBO is going to stop us out on this one, so we didn't actually get anywhere with the NRBO trade this time. But that's okay, because we got a half decent entry and the stop was fairly close, so not entirely worried about it. BIAF is starting to come down. Very bearish candle here, so yeah, we are likely going to see a dip at least down to 610, I would say. And we'll see at that level if it bounces back. Oh, did I type in the wrong ticker? How did I do that? I was literally talking about SPRC. I bet you EOSC is pretty close to that. No, it's not. It's a whole dollar off. I thought it was pretty close to that price point anyway. But yeah, I meant SPRC. Yes, we are back in SPRC. What are my position sizes now? I've got a runner in SPRC with about 40 shares in it, and then I have a full new SPRC just started at 128. Or are you talking about like the actual position, like how much I'm putting into each trade? I'm not entirely sure. 260 on SPRC. That's how many shares that it purchased for me. So whatever that equates to money wise, probably 300 bucks. It's not growing exponentially fast or anything. So the account is, let's see what the account's sitting at, $6,604. So we've made about 1,600 bucks in, I don't know, since the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days. So we're averaging about 100, 130 bucks a day right now. Slow growth. BIAF on its way up. Touch 619. It's looking pretty good to go for another run here. NRBO is not looking too great. Alt is back up to that 1450 area. We can take some more out here. Taking more profit on Alt 1450. I lost my mouse. There it is. BIAF at 660 again. SPRC sitting around that 130 area. EOSC sitting pretty low right now. We got BIAF, which is looking kind of bullish. I would say that it's going to take a little bit more of a drop. This is a very bearish candle, so I think we're hitting some pressure up here that it doesn't want to get past, which leads me to believe there's not a lot of room here to make a play yet. So I think we just let this be for now. Maybe come back to it later. I still think NRBO is going to be a winner today. I'm just having a hard time giving it the kind of room that it needs. Yeah. Yeah, BIF is looking like there's probably we're running out of buyers here. We're seeing a little bit of a decrease in volume on this candle, and it's definitely red. ARQQ we could take a look at, yeah. I'm gonna close down fun because I'm just not having fun looking at it. ARQQ is looking, it's looking okay. The pattern looks good. We're going from 790 here to 840, so the range is all right. I wouldn't say it's great by any means, and the price action's a little bit spotty in this area here. So, I mean, like, you could probably make money off it. I don't think I would call this like a grade A setup, so I'm not going to take it, but definitely has the possibility to make some money. NRBO is going to go without us if we don't jump back in. You're still in NRBO 24? What would be a good PT? Right now, I would say take some out at 26. Um, and then maybe hold and see what happens to a remainder. I don't know, like hold like 25% of it or something and see if you can hit like 28 or 29 again. And then I would cut most of it and leave a small runner to see if you could get it back up to like $50 today or something. That would be my goal. SPRC, it's looking okay. I wouldn't say it's fantastic right now, but if you haven't jumped in yet, I think you might get in lower. I think there's a good chance that this comes down a little bit, probably bounces off VWAP. You're in at 129, that should still be fine, I think. I would definitely put a stop at 124. If it drops down to that level, we definitely want to be out. Or at least 122 or 123. This area of support could hold, but it's unlikely. BIAF is still kind of just hovering around this range, not really doing anything. EUSC is back up, 240. NRBO back down a little bit. We've got alt still kind of going, and we have SPRC kind of struggling. So we haven't really got a whole lot going on right now. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades for the day. So we do have one more trade we could take. I'm not seeing anything quite yet I want to jump in on, so we'll just wait it out. Indo, we could take a look at, yeah. Indo's looking pretty good here. $7 to the range is really slim though. 50 cents on a $7 stock is going to be tough to make that into some decent profits here. Going to be stopping out on SPRC. Large knife there out of nowhere. So we're going to take that stop. It's a good thing we didn't add more to it or anything. Looks like it will probably continue this drop. We could see this down to, I don't know, maybe even $1.17. It could continue its way down from here all the way to the 200 EMA, but we'll have to wait and see. BIAF continue its drop as well. EUSC not looking good. Nothing's really looking fantastic right now. I think NRBO is probably one of the best looking things with some range to it. Now the problem is picking a good spot to get in. That's a fairly bullish candle there. So we keep hitting an area of support around here. This area here looks like a little Wyckoff spring. Very tiny though, only 3 minutes worth. Bands are consolidating on this, which is a good sign. Yeah, winning trade might be hard to come by. We're gonna have to sit on our hands for a little bit here until we find something good. SPRC does look like it's bouncing back up, so that could be a good sign. But I'm not quite sure I'm ready to trust it yet. We're gonna close down ARK. We're still in alt, so we're gonna leave that open. What are we at percentage-wise? It's gotta be pretty slim today. Yeah, 46%. It's not great. Yeah, my NRBO trade was 5.1%, so we actually broke our rule by 0.1%. I knew my math was off. I didn't know how much it was off by. So, NRBO still could make it back, though. Volume's really low on it. We're getting to a point where, like, if we see it come back down to this 624 area, we should see a pretty nice bounce again. Do I think alt is going to 16? I think there's definitely a possibility that alt goes to 16, seeing as how we opened up today at, $20. So 16 seems pretty reasonable. I do think that this is on a pretty nice uptrend, so you just have to watch that. Don't want to get caught out if it starts breaking down too much or anything. BIAF. Yeah, we're getting close to that 624 area. We're just at that zero line on MACD, so if we see this bounce and a pickup in volume, maybe we jump in. Fubo. You can take a look at it. Okay, Fubo 440 to 480. The range isn't terrible on it. It is on a nice uptrend. Volume's holding pretty well. That MACD looks a little overextended right now, so this could be another thing we have to wait on, but it doesn't look too bad. ADTX again. Take a look at that again. Sitting pretty low. Could be at the bottom here. What was it trading at yesterday? Yeah, I still think there's room for this to drop. You're probably going to see more support around that 1660 area, so I'd be a little careful. I mean, if you want to jump in around this price point at $18, you can, and then just set a stop loss relatively close below, like maybe 1750 or something. Or if you can get in lower, like if you could get in around 1780, that would be pretty optimal, and then have like a 1740 stop loss. And then if it breaks through that, you can expect it to at least hit that 1650 area. BIAF breaks down a little bit further than I expected, which makes me think I don't want to be in this quite yet. We're at that bottom band and it does look like it's holding, so that is a problem. No, it's definitely going to fall a little bit more. Question is, will it hold at the VWAP line, which I'm not entirely convinced of yet. We are still up very, very high compared to where we were before, so we could see a nice drop. SPRC does look like it's going to come back, so I think the final trade is going to have to be SPRC here. We're going to go for a $1.25 entry. We're going to go for a $1.35 PT with a $1.20 stop out. And that should keep us pretty safe. We've got so many old stops here we can get rid of. There we go. That is SPRC. Okay. NRBO is still looking okay too. ADTX, yeah, might be at the bottom. It's hard to tell. You'd still want to give this some time. BIF, this is looking like a reversal here, these two candles, so this is probably going to head back up unless we see the next candle change. Anytime now. All right, we're starting to see it push new highs. MACD is starting to curl. Volume's still a little low, but that's okay. It might pick up here when people get a little more confident in it. SPRC 126. Through 630 right now. Need to push a little bit higher. Quite a few sell orders coming in, but that's okay. We got a lot of buy orders at 620. Yeah, I think this one's going to come back. I would say we can. I'm out of place on the cash account challenge, but I'll still make the call for this because I'm fairly confident BIAF is going to see a return here. So like 620-ish. Aim for like maybe 660 to be safe, and then a $6 stop. I think that puts us. Yeah, that'll put us right here. Oh, it's very hard to get this like right at the same level there. And I just moved the wrong line above, so that's going to be fun. Whatever. Good enough. We get the idea. But it does look very good. This looks like a pretty textbook curl up. I just would like to see a little more volume behind it and a little bit more conviction in the candles, but yeah, you take what you can get, I guess. This is a little disappointing after yesterday's excitement. Yesterday was a lot better. There's a lot of things, like NRBO was nuts. Can't believe we took that from $23 to $50. So that you're getting your 620-ish entry on BIAF right here if you want. You might even get a little lower. It looks like I mean, like I would buy in up until about 613. If it drops past 613, probably consider just staying out of it. Because that MACD is starting to curl back down and that volume is not really picking up. So we got some buy orders coming in around 617. So maybe that'll hold it. SPRC 130. We could take a little bit of profit around this 130 area. I think that's a decent idea. So I'm going to be saying taking profit 130-ish on SPRC or 131. Okay. BIF looking okay here still. A lot of sell orders coming in. Alt still sitting in that $14 range. We should see this start to pick up and maybe hit around $15 relatively soon, or we should probably consider cutting the rest. ADTX continues to drop, so we're hitting that $18 level that I was talking about here. So this is about the area you would want to buy in if you're thinking about getting into this as a bounce. If it drops past this low here, so if it gets lower than 1764, then you're looking at it continuing down to 1650 from yesterday's support area. So yeah, keep that in mind if that's something you intend to do. We're seeing a little bit of a rise here on alt, which is good. That's what we were hoping to see. BIAF still kind of struggling along, and SPRC looking to maybe make a new high here. We broke this this high, so that's good news. Doesn't look like it wants to hold though. NRBO kind of dropping here. BIAF looking decent. Back up a little bit here. Not too many sell orders holding us down. Up to 630. Or yeah, 630. Thought I was wrong there for a second. And SPRC does make it up to 133. We're hoping to, I kind of want to see this up to about 140, but we got like 10 minutes left, so I don't think that's going to happen. Alt back down a little bit. ADTX takes a nice little bounce here, so that's a little bit of a good sign. BIAF still struggling. Oh, I hate when things move so slow. But then what it's going to do is it's going to stop us out, and then we're going to see another one of these big runs. Actually get rid of these because these don't mean anything anymore. We haven't broken down further, though, which is definitely a good sign. SPRC hitting that 134 area. Could secure some more here. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but I took profit at like 131, so it's really not a whole lot more. There's that 134. 135. All right, we might see some resistance here at this 136 level. Yeah, a little bit of troubles there. BIF also coming back down to that 613 level. Still really no conviction either way. This is kind of one of those things where you might be better off cutting, or if you're you're already good for the day and you're looking to just take the risk, this could definitely go up, but it's about 50-50 right now. There's just not a whole lot of conviction. There's a lot of buyers coming in at 615 though, so someone's sitting at 615 waiting to load up. 134, 135. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna break that. That was a bearish handle right there. Zoom in a little bit. And we got bullish, bullish, bearish. Well, indecisive, bullish, kind of bearish. And this one's looking bearish too, so we're probably heading down unless this breaks into a bullish candle. Not looking likely with a close in 30 seconds though. Yeah, definitely struggling a lot. BIF back up a little bit because we got just so many buyers down here at that 615 area. Alt down a little bit. So if you're still holding on to a lot of alt at this point, it's kind of breaking trend and I would consider exiting your position. ADTX still struggling, hasn't broken a new low yet. Fubo looks like it's topping out. Indo might be a play off the VWAP here as a bounce, but again, the range is pretty slim, so you'd be looking to take maybe 30 cents on this trade. Nerbo here is not doing anything. BIF did break into that 630 area again, and SPRC is still holding. You're watching Kern. Let's take a look at Kern. Maybe we'll see something interesting on that. Let's get rid of EOSE. 21 cents, so fairly cheap stock, going from $1.18 to $1.20, or not $1.18, 18 cents to 23 cents. So it's looking okay. The range isn't bad on that. That's, even though that's only like 5 or 6 cents, it's still okay. That's not something you necessarily need to worry about when you're at 20 cents. Taking it off VWAP could be a decent play. So going from 20 cents, then I wouldn't push it right to the high here because this looks like it looks like pretty well a range trade actually. So you might get away with going from 20 cents to 24 cents if you're lucky. 23 cents would be the safer bet. BIF finally making its push here, so we're seeing that up to 645. I would consider taking profits here. We're pretty close to where we wanted to be on that. In fact, I think we just crossed it. That's actually PT on BIAF. So finally, we saw some conviction breaking through. We saw some buyers stepping up, and it really pushed it up. Exactly what we wanted to see. What happened here is happening here again, probably on a smaller scale because, well, we're almost done the first hour now, so we're losing a little bit of momentum, but we still hit that price target we were aiming for. SPRC is on its way down a little bit. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to hit much higher. So, I mean, 135 is probably the top here. Unless you could wait, because I don't think it's going to hit this stop, right? But I'm going to be done trading in a couple minutes here. So, realistically speaking, I should be cutting most of my position around this point because I don't think it's going to be heading back up in the next 3-4 minutes. So, I'm going to close the position. That doesn't mean you guys necessarily have to. And BIAF actually pushed all the way to 680. So you could have had even more profit there. Nice red candle after it, but all the way to 680. Should have taken that one as our last trade instead, because that one ended up being better. But this one looked a little bit more iffy than SPRC. SPRC was definitely faster. In the pre-market on good news, was it actually good news? Let's take a look. Let's go to Market Watch. Alt. Data for liver disease. What was the data though? Met the primary and secondary endpoints of reduction in liver fat content and weight loss, respectively. 2 of the 94 patients left the study due to gastrointestinal side effects. Both were taking, not going to even try and pronounce that, and not placebo. Yeah, that seems like a really minor thing. So, like the bad thing that was mentioned seems like a very minor thing. 94 patients. or 92 patients were fine. Two of them had to leave because they had, side effects due to them taking a different medication, which, it happens. You can't mix medications, so live and learn. So it doesn't look like bad news at all. Yeah. I've got no idea actually. Yeah, yeah, exactly. SPRC expectation, kind of hard to say. We haven't really seen too much conviction up at this like 140 area. I would say 140 might be doable, but I think we're kind of pushing our luck with that. I wouldn't really necessarily be playing this as a new high or a new low. I'd be trying to play this on a range, going from $1.25 to maybe $1.35, trying to get that 10-cent range on it. BIAF, very volatile stock. If you can get an area of support, you can wait for a spike and sell. So, you got areas of support at 618 and here at 625. So I'd be using those and VWAP, of course. Kern looks okay. The price action looks fine. The range is all right on it too. So, I mean, if you buy on VWAP or near VWAP and you bring it up to close to the top, you could make money on that as well. ADTX is still dropping, so we're seeing it at that 1650 area now, which we were talking about. Fubo's down pretty good. I don't know about this one. The range on it's okay. Like if you take it to VWAP here and you bring it back to the top, you're looking at 20 cents. So like not really necessarily worth playing. Same with Indo. The range is too slim. Alt, I think this could hit 15, maybe $16 today. This looks like something like, especially since this was good news, it dropped on and there wasn't really a whole lot of bad to go with it. I think this was just like a weird reaction in the market and it'll probably correct itself at least a fair bit. So I think that 16 would be pretty reasonable. NRBO's got no volume and no price action, so I'd just stay away from that for now. And yeah, SPRC, like I said, probably could push up to 140. If it breaks 140, I think you could probably see this going a little bit higher. You might see a little bit of resistance here at 156. So it just broke 140 right now. And then it's got, more resistance. You'll probably hit some more resistance here around 168, 169. So it does have the possibility of running. This could be a long-term pullback. Or turnaround here. So I would keep that in mind, especially since we're breaking to this 140 area now. So yeah, now that we've hit this 140 area and we see a little bit of conviction behind it, this definitely could end up near that 155, 160 area. So definitely something to keep in mind. We'll go over the trade tracker quickly before I hop off here. $167 today, so nowhere even close to what we got yesterday. Average win rate 75.6%, so we're doing pretty good there. We're about where we want to be on that. We only took 2 losses today, 52% gains, almost 53% gains, so we're doing okay. Account growth is, still fairly slow, but we expected that. This is going to be something that takes us a couple months to achieve, as we talked about, so. We're currently up $1,600 for the month, which is okay. I guess at this point, that's a good paycheck. So we still have another half a month to go before we close it out. So I'm hoping we hit maybe three grand by the end of the month, and then next month's goal would be another 5 grand. And I don't know, it could take us 3-4 months to do this, but we'll see how it goes. I've never done a cash account, so I'm not entirely sure. But so far, we're doing okay. Anyways, guys, it's time for me to hop off. I give you a rundown on what I think about the stocks. So, do with that what you will. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys. NRBO's not really looking fantastic right now. I would kind of stay away from it. I don't think you're really going to make a lot of money off. It's got no volume behind it. And for the guys that are here, if you want a stream with no delay on it and your questions maybe getting answered a little bit faster, you can always join our Discord and get our elite membership. That's probably the fastest way. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on YouTube tomorrow. Take care, guys.